Hello there. We're coming to the end of the Christmas day now, and I just thought I wanted to do a video. And I think I want to start off by talking about frequency, and and what it is. People can look at anywhere, they can look anything outward, but this path of mine, for example, was completely unexpected. And what it showed me is that basically the power of frequency, of raising your vibration, everything it's all to do with your perceptions. Your perceptual state is your frequency, right? For example, the songs that I sometimes play in here are from Apple Music, and it's free to download and you can use it on your videos. Now, it might not be of what we call as the spiritual frequency, but it actually doesn't matter. And the reason it does matter in one sense, because everything makes a difference, but your perceptual state is more important, because your perceptual state is how the system keeps you asleep. And so, for example, you can be in a room full of people that are in the matrix, and matrix frequencies, for example, but if your frequency is so high, nothing can get to you. This is how you protect yourself from 5G. By understanding that it's all an illusion, you see. And your perceptual state, how you see things, is what you are, right? That's it. That's how the system controls you. It controls you you control someone's perceptions, you therefore control their emotions, and then they run around thinking everything's a disaster. Oh, I'm doing this wrong, doing the other thing wrong, I can't listen to that music because it's not the perfect frequency. Oh, I'm doing everything wrong. Understand that everything is perfect. That's what this path was an unexpected spiritual awakening that I had at the age of 24, 32 now, 33 next year, and it was an unexpected spiritual awakening. I didn't know it was called that when I first had it, but then afterwards, and I calmed down, obviously look on the internet and YouTube and find people with similar experiences, and and it was unexpected. And what happened was there was a perceptual shift, and that's what it showed me. I like to listen to frequency music sometimes. I like to song gaze and other things, but the other holistic kind of complementary things are complementary, but the real power of ascension comes from within you see. And that's the thing. And whatever we're going through, if you are going through anything negative, that's what you're meant to experience, because then the next stage from that is clarity and understanding on why that experience had to happen. So what we're actually going through is an experience that has already happened, and the reason it's happened because everything is infinity. So therefore, if you're in infinity, then infinity means that everything has happened an infinite number of times, meaning that this experience is the most perfect version. So that's why it's all perfect, you see. And the reason why we go through limitation or problems or something like that is so that we learn from it. That is the point. That is the point of life, I wouldn't say meaning, but I'd say point. Meaning of life is whatever it is to you. The meaning is what it comes at the end of the life when you say, oh, this is the meaning. Or sometimes it might come sooner. I know that my life is the spiritual awakening. And how do you awaken? You go within, like I'm saying. But back to frequency. I just want to talk about that because I had a comment from someone on YouTube. Very good comment, but lots of different subjects, and so he was mentioning frequencies and asking me about the kind of music I put on, and I just wanted to put up that it's probably the standard frequency, But it's not just the standard frequency that keeps people asleep. And listen to this music right now is not the thing that's going to keep you asleep. It's your perceptions that's going to keep you asleep. If you're listening to music and you believe that this music is going to keep you asleep, then that's what it'll do. But if you understand that you are the infinity of all things, and that this is a dream, then that's a different perception. Therefore, you will have a different reality and experience. It's everything comes from your perceptions, right? And that's it. Everything comes from your perceptual state. But that's not to say that everything that we do doesn't make a difference. Of course, everything that we do makes an impact on us. What you eat, how much of it you eat, what you're thinking, you know, everything is like diet, and we're always consuming something, or telling ourselves something, or thinking something, and all this stuff makes an impact. So all this other things is very important also. So for example, if you're like sun gazing, like I like sun gazing, but then you're thinking horrible thoughts, then you'll just be tired, you know, and you'll probably need to sleep or something. You know, so it's all your frequency is your feelings, but that comes from your perceptual state. And the funny thing about it is we can be any perceptual state we like, because we are all infinity, right? The game is from the system is make you believe that you're a limited human, with no power, and everything's a disaster. That's why when you watch the television, I don't watch television news now, but when I did, it's all about disasters and feeding you, and films about violence, or you know, it's all to put you in this state, because our brains don't actually exist. But what happens is everything comes from nothingness, and it manifests a holographic body and brain, and the brain receives everything like a computer. It's all holographic. It's you know, because everything has to come from non-existence at some stage, meaning that it's all a dream. You know, it's all just an illusion. It's all a dream. It's all, you know, just a simulation, but you're manifesting it because you're the infinite consciousness. But going back to frequency and music, and what your frequency is, like I say, it's your perceptual state. And regarding this awakening, yeah, what happened to me was I was very, very depressed. And at the age of 24, I had an unexpected spiritual awakening. I sat down one day and just had enough. And then at that moment, you start to be still, you start to be present, you start to say, right, what has stillness got to offer? What is within me what's my soul got to say? Because you have enough of the outward illusions. And then I went through a spiritual awakening process, and then of going within, and that's how I basically when I'm doing these talks, I channel information, and then I'm receiving and giving it out. If the music I was playing or listening to was going to really stop anything spiritual, then I wouldn't be able to do that. But the reason I can do it is because my perceptions has changed. You see, perceptions. This is the key word, and the key thing in shifting your perceptions and awakening is the perception that the system wants you to have. For example, is that you are a limited human, like I say. But the more when you wake up, you realize, oh my God, I am infinite potential. I am everything. Everything is just labels made up by some idiot, but it's all an illusion. It doesn't exist. Everything is just infinite nothingness, which is awareness, a dream, and I can do anything. I'm just currently experiencing being a being in this form, but I'm doing what my infinite consciousness and my soul feels I need to experience at this moment. But I'm actually infinity of potential. And that is it. And the magic happens of awakening when you just stop looking outward and still. For example, even the information I get on the internet, I don't look for it. I'll go on YouTube, and the intent, because I'm a musician as well, I write songs, and since the age of 13, 14, and you know, when I go on YouTube, my intent is to listen to some music. You know, I like some artists, and I like Avril Lavigne, other artists as well, but, or it might be energy music. I listen to that sometimes as well, like Reiki music, I like that. But my intent is to listen to music, but then there'll be information. And it's just whatever, like the other day I was on a bus, and the sun was there, and I was looking directly at the sun, but I didn't look for the sun. It was just in my eyes, and I don't look for this stuff. And I've learned that abundance, I'm in this state of abundance all the time because I'm being present, you see, practicing that all the time. And understanding that every mistake I make is actually a mistake that I'm meant to make so that I can learn and grow from it. So it's a constant abundance thing that I'm in. It's a beautiful path, you know, and all I'm doing, all it is to access this is, like I say, it's just stopping the external things and being present and listening to those messages in stillness. See, what is stillness? It's just meditation, you know, but when you are stillness all the time, then you are meditation all the time. And meditation and stillness is where all the answers are. That's where, when you're interacting with infinite parallel lines and realities, right? And they can help you heal. And that's what you're basically doing when you're observing stillness all the time. What you really feel. Follow your joy in your heart. Follow what really feels right to you, right? And that's all I'm doing. That's all I'm doing. Differently to everyone else, because most people think that, even people on the spiritual path, they feel that, oh, I need to do this, I will do this other external, and it's all external. It's a holistic journey they're on, but it's all external things. But the magic happens when you go within, right? It's like you see all these like people, great people in the world, quite well known, and like spiritual people, for example, and they all say it, that the miracle happened, they had like this voice in stillness. That's that stillness thing. And what it is, it's the parallel lines trying to heal you. That's why parallel realities exist. It's to complement each other. That's why separation exists, to teach you things. If it was just you and only you, then you wouldn't learn and grow. So you can use these things to heal yourself, and use the parallel lines to do that. But I'm just going to leave it there, and remember, perception is your reality. But I'm just going to leave it there. If you're watching, you're meant to watch it. Merry Christmas. Thank you for watching. Thank you.